Were you expecting company but forgot how to cook? FBI, open up! Do you get sick of serving the same boring dish to yourself night in and night out? Well, now there's a solution. Stuffed peppers. Come along on this magical cooking journey when we learn from a guy who knows nothing about cooking or what the difference between slicing and mincing is on today's episode of Cooking with ScaleHeat. So grab those ingredients and let's get started. To start, take your peppers. Take your small knife. We're going to chop from the top and remove the inside and stem of the pepper. Don't be lazy and just chop the end off. We want the ridges present because it's going to contain the couscous once we go to stuff these. So rip the stems out, rip the insides out, and we're going to cut them in half. Make sure that both halves are the same size. These are going to be plated as a pair and we want it to look nice. Take the small knife. We're going to cut the insides of the peppers out. It's bitter. They have seeds. Nobody likes the taste. Chop them out, throw them out, and we're going to plate these on a tray. Olive oil all over each half. Be generous with the olive oil. Now we're going to put salt and pepper on these and we're going to over season these. These are going in the oven. It's going to be very hot. We want that flavor to come through in the final dish. So put this to the side, turn the oven to 425, turn a pan on to medium heat and grab the garlic. We're going to beat the garlic like we beat our meat. Hard. All 5 cloves. Bam. Easy. Peel the garlic. Finely mince the garlic. We want the final cut to be the same size as the couscous. So keep chopping away, chop, chop, chop. If you use pre-peeled or pre-chopped garlic, you are doing nothing but disappointing yourself. Spend the extra cash, get the actual garlic. It's going to taste better, it's fresher, it makes the difference. Clean your knife. Move on to the pepper. We're going to chop the pepper the same way we chop the garlic. Super fine. So take the small knife, start chopping it up, and keep chopping away. Why do I cut it like this? I don't know. This is what I do. Don't judge me. I'm an idiot. Cut it however you want. Just don't touch your eyes. Don't touch anything with the pepper juice. You're going to burn yourself, and it's not going to be good. You're going to come blaming me, and I don't want to deal with it. So keep chopping away until it's super fine. Boom. Take your butter. Butter in the pan. Toss in your sausage patties. If you have ground sausage, add it in. It's the same thing. Take the garlic, throw the garlic in. Stir this, be quick. You don't want to burn anything. Don't burn the butter, don't burn the garlic. Over the next 5 minutes, you are going to beat this sausage patty up until there is nothing left to it. The finer and more beaten it is, the better it's going to taste in the final dish. We don't want any chunks in here. We want it all the same consistency. It'll help it cook. So after 5 minutes, when it looks like this, grab your couscous and toss it in. We're going to add in 2 cups of water. I was a little light on the first cup, so I added a little extra in. No big deal. Can't mess it up. Take your tomato paste, 2 fat tablespoons of tomato paste. I had a little extra in the tube. I said YOLO. I just spurting it in. It's not a big deal. Mix it up. You don't want any clumps of tomato paste in here. So keep stirring it away. Make sure it's fully dissolved. Toss in some salt and pepper. I don't really know how much this is. I just added a couple twirls. It's not a big deal. You can add more later. Just get something in the pan now before it starts to boil. You're going to take 1 tablespoon of the chicken broth I showed earlier. If you don't have that brand, no big deal. You can use a chicken cube. If you have liquid chicken stock, I honestly don't know. You're out of luck. Just throw some in until it starts to taste good. After it starts boiling, add in your jalapeno. You're going to add all the jalapeno in. You're not going to add half. You're not going to add a pinch. It's going to be perfect with the full jalapeno. It's going to be spicy, but not too hot where you can't eat it. Add it in, and we're going to let this simmer for about 8 minutes. After about 5 minutes, the couscous is going to be cooked enough where it's somewhat soft. This is where you can taste it. If you need to add more salt, pepper, you can do it now. I didn't in this case because I'm a god and I seasoned it perfectly. After about 8 minutes, it's going to look like this. All the excess water is going to be gone to the pan, and we can move on to the next step. So shut the burner off, move the pan over to the side, and take the peppers out of the oven. These things are going to be screaming hot, so don't touch them, be careful, don't burn yourself. take the spoon and start piling in the couscous to the pepper. You don't want to overstuff these. You don't want it falling out the side. You also want some left in the pan because that's going to be the base below the peppers once we actually plate these. Quickly add on the cheese. If you use pre-shredded or pre-bagged cheese, I'm going to fine you. I'm going to find out where you live, and I'll be under your bed when you go to sleep at night. Awoo. Don't test me. Throw these back in the broiler for about 3 minutes. Don't burn them. Melt the cheese on top. It can be a little crispy. That's fine. You're going to take half of the couscous in the pan, put it on the plate, and then add 2 halves of the pepper. Boom. Looks good. Tastes great. The top is crispy on the pepper. The rest of it is nice and soft. The couscous is cooked perfectly. Has some nice color to it. Boom. Easy. You're a chef. Gordon Ramsay would be proud. You're welcome.